so I don't know where to look. This is really funny. Hi there, Facebook. Hi, Instagram. It's Ingrid Owens here, and I am joining you live on Tuesday morning for my weekly show called Facebook Tuesday. Not Facebook Tuesday, Biz Talk Tuesday. I'm so confused by the two screens. I'm so excited. If you're here joining me live on Insta or on Facebook, I'd love to see you in the comments. Tell me that you're here. Tell me that you're watching. Tell me you're joining me. If we've never met before, again, I'm Ingrid Owens. I'm a business coach and marketing strategist for creatives, helping the people like photographers, designers, web designers, graphic designers, all those kinds of creative people who have service-based businesses online, and they get predominantly their clients online, helping them get visible so that they can grow their business, get more clients, stop having to rely on referrals, and really make that impact and income that they desire. So hey, Linda is here joining me. She's working on her cards. Linda has an awesome business over there on Etsy, and a wonderful photographer, Hello Building 017, has joined me too. It's so nice to have company this morning. So Linda, I'm trying out something new, trying to do it in two different places. This will be interesting to see if it works, because it's challenging, but that's what we have to do as entrepreneurs. We are always doing new things. At least I know that's why I always have been an entrepreneur. I love the challenge of doing something new all the time and pushing myself outside of my comfort zone, right? And so it's always something fun to do. So I'm very comfortable here on Facebook Live, Instagram. I feel like I'm ignoring you. You're over there in the background. So tell me what's going on with you and where you're at in the country. I'd love to find out what kind of business you're in. It's always good to have a two-way conversation on here as well. So what I wanted to talk to you today about was the one of the things that is keeping you invisible, or keeping you from showing up and being visible online. This is something that I have seen an awful lot from my clients over the years, and I've suffered from myself back before I really brought my business really to the next level, because I've been in business for 11 years, but it hasn't been until the last 4 or 5 that I've really seen a big growth, and especially since I moved into coaching, right? Because we tend to be hiding, we tend to not want to show up online, and unfortunately people aren't going to buy from us unless they know, like, and trust us, right? You've heard about that before. I'm sorry, my nose is running. It's so cold here in Atlanta. I'm freezing and my nose runs when I'm freezing. But yes, so our customers cannot buy from us if they can't see us, right? They don't know we exist, and they can't get to know us, and they certainly can't get to trust us if we're just like some rando business person or rando person online that they've never dealt with before. There is a process in people getting to know you, and in order for that to happen, you've got to be visible. You've got to show up, and that's how I've been really helping my clients, is really helping them show up and get through all of this stuff that holds them back. Now, there are a variety of things that hold us back from being online, and quite often they disguise themselves as other things, right? So quite often we think they are, well, I just don't know how to do the thing, or maybe, I just don't have the time, or maybe I'm not focused enough, right? So I'm talking about those sorts of things here in my Biz Talk Tuesdays over the next couple of weeks. But one of the things that I wanted to talk today about, this whole idea of overconsumption. Now, I know right now, at least in my world, Marie Kondo is a big deal, right? And if you haven't seen her Netflix show, Tidying Up, go see it. I read the book about 6 years ago. Maybe even before that. My whole goal then was having a second child. I really needed somebody to tell me, to help me get organized, or so I thought I needed to get organized. And the reality is I didn't really need the organization. I needed to get rid of stuff, and that's the whole concept behind Marie's idea. It's all about like getting rid of the stuff and only keeping the stuff that brings us joy. And I find that as an entrepreneur, we have those same issues, right? We have those same problems where we're we've got too much stuff, right? It's not the lack of knowledge that's keeping us back from making the success that we want, right? It's often the other way around. It's that we have too much stuff. We have too much knowledge. We have access to everything out there, and we are over consuming, right? We are over consuming. Our inboxes are jammed full. We buy courses, we get, downloads, sign up for emails, and there's just way too much stuff. Okay. So what I'm suggesting is that we're KonMariing our entrepreneurial life as well as just our ordinary lives. Hey, Elise, nice to see you joining me. Hey, Julia here as well. Oh, there's a lot of crowd over there on Instagram. Maybe Instagram is more the place where people are these days rather than Facebook. Isn't it funny? Times change. All right, so what we're talking about is those different ways that overconsumption is actually keeping you visible. And the first way is because of, the thing that's really obvious, like the KonMari method, it's overwhelming, right? And that's where I have found myself in my home situation with clothes and all of the papers and everything, right? So I'm working through her system and applying that to the entrepreneurial life. That overwhelm is something that, can really hold you back, because we are sitting looking at like 20 tabs open, sometimes maybe 30 tabs. I have had situations where my tabs have gotten so small I can't even see what the tabs are, right? Because I've just got everything open all at the one time. I'm overwhelmed, and my brain is full of things, or was full of things like, I need to do this, opt-in, I need to go through this information, I need to go in through this information. And it was a case of like, whoa, hang on a minute. Like, there's no way we can multitask and do all of these things all in one go. So to get out of that overwhelm, it's a very simple thing, but it's not easy to do. It's like not to go there, not to consume all of that stuff. So try to record, be a strict person with yourself, like be like a parent to yourself, and get rid of all of that distraction, right? Really stay focused in terms of like what you're working on, in terms of how you are, doing your day-to-day tasks, but also just, not subscribing to things and unsubscribing to things, because all of that overwhelm is just going in your brain. And when you're consuming like that, you're not creating, and you're not creating, and you're not going forward in your business, right? Because when you're not creating, you're staying invisible and you're staying hidden, right? And we don't want that to happen. Okay, so that's number one. Thanks, Julia, for the thumbs up. I love that. I love those good emojis, right? So number two is confusion, right? Confusion. And I see this again all the time, because there's so many different paths to take. There's so many different ways we can go. How do we know that we're making the right choice? How do we know that this is the right person for us, And what I have found to get over confusion, first of all, has been to get rid of the stuff, right? So stop looking at it, and really leaning into that trust part, right? Really leaning into the fact that deep down inside, what the next step is for you. Okay. And I have discovered that from doing techniques such as meditation, as journaling, and utilizing a coach. And the value of having a coach for me has been massive, because you cannot see the photo when you're in it, right? Being a photographer, I like to use photography analogies, but it's so true, right? Like, if you are in your own story, you need somebody to hold up that mirror for you and to show you all of the things, right? It's okay to conceptually know them, but it's another thing to actually stop yourself and call yourself out on your own bullshit, right? And so you really have to have somebody that can do that. Now, it doesn't have to be a coach. It can be, an accountability partner or a mastermind. It has to be, though, somebody that gets what you're doing, because so often, we can turn to our husbands and our family and friends who are really supportive, but they don't truly get it, right? They don't truly know what it is like. And so then we fall back to like, well, maybe it's something I'm not doing. I'm not cut out for this. Oh, wah. And then we get all caught up in our own self-doubt when it's actually not that at all. We have to really learn to trust ourselves. And I think this comes from maturity, and I think it comes from just, really learning to trust. And sometimes it depends on the personality. Like, part of my problem, even though I've been, I have a degree in business and marketing from a really good school, and I'm really well qualified in all of this, I still felt like I had to test and test and test all of the different, I'm like, am I sure I'm doing this right? Is this exactly right? Where all along, if I had just leaned back and trusted myself and trusted that I knew what I was doing, I would have, I feel like I would have shut up a lot quicker. So that's a big life lesson that I've learned not recently. I mean, I've really learned it in the last couple of years, and I've been applying that really, really good and heavily, and I think that has made a lot of change. The third thing that overconsumption really leads to, I feel, is comparatinitis. I don't know if that's a word, but comparing ourselves to others, right? When I operated a brick and mortar business, before I moved to the United States, I run a photography business, camera sales, photography equipment, process, and all of that. When I was running that business, brick and mortar, real life, the only other businesses I had to worry about were my immediate competition, right? Immediate neighbors, next door neighbors, down the street neighbors, maybe 2-3 towns over, right? Because it was brick and mortar, because people were walking down the street to find me or my services, or they'd see an advertisement and come in and get my services. They weren't going to drive 200 miles to get it. And the internet wasn't invented properly yet. I mean, we had the internet, but we didn't have it to the extent that we have right now, right? So we had this small market that we had to worry about, and it was very manageable and containable. We knew our competition well, we knew our customers well, because we physically knew them. Now, what with social media, with internet, I'm a business coach. Well, I am, if you want to talk about competing, I am competing, but I don't believe I'm competing. But my competition is everywhere. I see them everywhere. I feel like they're international, right? I could be thinking about people who are in America and the UK and Ireland, all over Canada, Australia. And now all of a sudden, I'm comparing myself to all of these other business coaches all over the world, right? And that is really, really hard to deal with, because we're not designed that way. Our evolution hasn't really caught up with, the internet, right? And then we have social media, where we're only seeing the front half of everything. We're only seeing the best shots. We're only seeing the after, the onstage presence, and not the behind the scenes. I don't have to even go there, right? That's a huge thing too, right? We never used to have to deal with that. But we do have to deal with it now. And you have to deal with it as a business owner responsibly, right? And take ownership for that. And really, really keep your blinders on, right? Keep, you want to keep your eyes on the prize. Like a horse, you're not looking left and right, only keeping straight in front of you. Because all this comes from overconsumption, I believe. And if you are somebody who is finding yourself looking outside yourself and looking to all of the things, then I really think this is a way that you are keeping yourself and blocking yourself from being visible, and thereby keeping those potential clients from finding you, and keeping your business from growing consistently, keeping yourself hidden. Okay, so as you can see, I feel very strongly about this because I see it happening, and I see so many people blaming themselves, and it is something that, it's not your fault that your business is failing, but it is your fault that you're not pushing yourself forward, getting visible, getting out there, because you're letting all this other crap get in the way, right? So on one part, it is your fault, but it's not that it's not fixable, right? It's totally fixable. And that's how I work with my people, like I said. So If you're feeling called to do so, I would love to talk you through what is holding you back with your visibility right now. And I'm offering a free strategy session, a 30-minute call where we'll go through and figure out the places that you're being held back, you're getting stuck, those things that are, not serving you right now, and figure out a plan of how you can go forward and how you can really show up for your people in the next 90 days and therefore bring your business to the potential start getting that traction that it deserves, and that the whole reason why you got into it in the first place. So I'll drop a link below. It's ingridkellyowens.com/strategy. I would love if you would hop on a call. It's no pressure, no commitment. I just love, helping people out. So I think you'll find it very valuable. And if you're feeling called to share this video or this, I don't know if you can share it on Instagram. Maybe can. And if you're feeling called to share it on Facebook Live, I would always appreciate that too. I would love to reach some new people, always hoping that I can help somebody else. All right, have a great day. Thank you for staying with me for the live. It's been fun. I'll put more attention to Instagram. My framing is very off on Instagram right now. It looks like I've got a thing sticking out my head. See that you can't get rid of that photographer thing, right? Oh, and you can do little love hearts too. That's really cute. Okay, I love it. Thank you so much for joining me in this new experiment, and I will see you back here next Tuesday, if not before, but hop on that call. All right, bye.